You are what made me what this all is. It's all about you and us. And we should never forget that that's what it is. We did this together. Many years ago, after having a very successful development in business for a long time, the market went, and I decided, naively, I would go to Europe and get money and bring it into the United States and get our economy going again, best I could. And so I set out to do that and had some success and met a lot of people. And as I was doing that, I decided what I need to do is put together a group in this country of trusted people, people of ethics, people who know how to give and not take. Because the essence, and I heard a couple of things here today that I didn't like, so I'm going to talk about that in a minute. The essence of what we do is not about what we get. It's about what we give. If you give, you get. I'm telling you that. If you go to a great restaurant, it doesn't cost money. It's great. You got a gift. And always remember that. This is not about money. That's where we make a mistake. Oh, it's all about this. It's about giving and sharing and embracing. Not trying to be first, but trying to be on the same trolley. And so I set out to find this group because in our local market, I got disgusted with the real estate people. They were penty-ante, and every time we'd make a deal, somebody'd be knocking on, well, that was my client. That wasn't their client, but it was never ending. And so what happened is, and I think we've all talked about the word serendipity. Serendipity happened. Something special happens when you least expect it. You. One step at a time, meeting one individual, and one thing happened into another. And that's what this group has turned out to be. There's not one person here who I respect more or less than anyone else. To me, you're all equal. You've all done some extraordinary things, and you will continue to do those throughout your lives. And that's the most important thing, giving. When you give, you shall receive. Now, I know this from a first hand because I turned 80 and I was diagnosed some years ago with a pretty good problem with my brain. I've had very, very good help through neurological help, getting, and I'm talking here, I'm making some sense of it. And so I've been able to go along. I know now that that is over. The signs are there. That's why I'm stepping down. I'm just not able to do what I did in the past. But as that happens, I had some help from a guy who was 3 years older than me. A fellow who I met by accident in 1961 at Georgetown University when he was a cop and I was, many of you know that story, and I went into a drugstore to buy something and on a Saturday morning, and it was open, nobody's there. I had a nickel in my pocket, remember those? Yeah, nickels. And there was a phone, pay phone, remember that? And I got that nickel down and called, got the cops, they came, there were two guys, and then later in San Diego, sitting next to this guy, I asked him, so what did you do? I was in the, I was a Marine, where? Honor Guard in DC. Doing what? Well, the Arlington and the White House, that kind of stuff. And after that, DC cop, I joined the police force. Where? Georgetown. What year? 61. Well, I'll tell you a story. Me. That was Ken Libby. Oh. Yeah, that was Ken Libby. And he and I are sitting here and he's telling me this story. Well, we have developed a relationship that is so good and great. His wonderful wife, Bunny, wonderful lady, and just an extraordinary person, a great and grand friend. So here we are, and I tell Ken my little story, and what happens? We're here today. And Mr. Libby himself has stepped up to the plate individually without anybody else's assistance and made sure that I can step out. So when we stand up and give somebody a round of applause, it ain't for me, it's for Ken Libby. Now I noticed that Ken has left the room. No, where is he? No, Ken, I want to thank you very much. I was going to mention all of the people that I've met over a period of time by name. But you know what? I will miss somebody if I do, because my brain doesn't work all that well. But I do think I want to mention two people in particular. One of them is here, and one of them is not. Because they represent, they're the quintessential meaning of all of us here. One of them is over to my left. We share the same birthday. And now I find out that I'm older than she is. I have no idea. We find that it all came back today. Sharon Cohan. Sharon is from Naples. We met under adverse conditions to some extent. And she knows a lot more than she lets on about our relationship over a period of time. And the other one's Marion Dunn. Marion from Scarsdale. Oh, I'm sorry she couldn't make it. She was sorry she couldn't come either. You may recall a picture that was taken and in our newsletter. And it was a picture of Marion when it was announced that she got some kind of an award. And there's a picture of her like this over the top of her desk. Does anybody recall that? That picture, I found out how it was made. She was dropped from the ceiling and landed on her desk right after that. And is lucky she survived it. That's the truth. It was one of the great photographs of all time. And I'm going to try to find that and publish it in next month's edition. Just take a look at it. And that's the kind of person she has been all the time. Yes, 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 what can I do? Never, oh, what's about me? It's about us. So I want to thank you guys. We're going to have fun tonight. And you guys have made my life so wonderful and so exciting for so many years, all of you. Every last one of you, and thank you.